Producers don't read scripts, at least not first. I learned this the hard way after sending out 20 scripts and getting 0 responses. But when I started sending treatments instead, that's when doors started opening. Today, I'm showing you the exact treatment structure that's gotten me into labs, secured grants, and convinced producers to actually read my scripts. This is the format that's working right now in 2026.
This is the moment in your project package where the story truly lives and breathes. This is where we go from a cool idea or a moody vibe to a clear, compelling, written out vision of your film. It's also the point where a lot of people get overwhelmed or overthink, and I get it, treatments are intimidating because there's no one-size-fits-all format, but don't worry. We're going to walk through this step by step, and I'm going to show you not just how to write a treatment, but how to do it well, in your voice, in a way that actually supports your project and your career.
Hey, what's up? I'm 𝐏𝐸𝐿. I'm a filmmaker and producer who's made every mistake in the book. My first feature, 𝐿oody, premiered at South by Southwest. I've consulted in the writer's room with Issa Rae, and I had my work license to HBO and Amazon. But before all that, I was just this kid from Miami with a camera that I didn't know how to use and way too much ambition. I've been through the full arc, from making shorts in my bedroom to trying to break into TV, getting a series greenlit, losing it, and clawing my way back. This channel is where I share tools, strategies, and the scars I've picked up along the way.
Let's start with the why. Why do we even need a film treatment? Simple, because people don't read scripts, at least not first. Whether you're applying for a grant, submitting to a lab, or sending something to a producer, your treatment is often the first real introduction to your story. It's your shot at making them care. And not just about the plot, but about the characters, the emotion, the stakes, the transformation. Your treatment is your story told in prose. Clean, professional, present tense prose that flows like a movie and reads like a page turner. But it's more than just a pitch document. For many of us, the treatment is also a creative tool. I personally don't just write treatments for other people. I write them for myself. When I was developing _Spirits, the treatment was how I made sense of all the story threads, the spiritual elements, the horror imagery, the emotional core. I rewrote the treatment probably a dozen times. It helped me diagnose story issues long before they ever showed up in the screenplay. Think of your treatment like the rehearsal before the performance. It's where you figure out if the bones are solid before you hang the skin on. And now that we know why, let's get into the how. Step 1, set the mood with intention. Now, this part isn't mandatory, but I do it for every treatment I write. I start with a title page that already starts to evoke tone. For _Spirits, I use the same font we plan to use in the film's titles, and I included a mythos page with a piece of art from Haitian painter Frantz Zeffren. That painting carried the spirit of the world we were building. Symbolic, eerie, reverent. It set a tone quietly and effectively. This is important. I don't include images throughout the treatment. I'm not trying to make a deck, but right at the beginning, I plant a feeling. That's all. And from there, we move into the actual body of the document, which is all clean Courier font, just like a screenplay, because it gives it that industry feel and it gets your brain into storytelling mode. Step 2, title, genre, logline. At the top of the page, your working title. Under that, list the genre of the film, horror, drama, thriller, whatever. Keep it clear. Next, the logline. One sentence, that's it. Summarize your entire movie in a way that makes someone say, I need to read more. In _Spirits, my logline was something like, after losing her daughter at sea, a grieving mother makes a forbidden pact to bring her child back, only to awaken a hunger that threatens her entire village. One line, high stakes, emotional core, that's the heartbeat of the whole thing. Step 3, character breakdown. Here's where you briefly introduce the key players. I format it simply. Character name in bold and capitalized, followed by a short paragraph, age, background, worldview, flaw, and what they're wrestling with emotionally. For _Spirits, I introduced Zalia like this. Zalia, late 30s, a Haitian domestic worker who fled violence back home, grieving, isolated, and clinging to faith. Her refusal to accept loss propels her into spiritual danger. That's all. That's all you need. No backstory dump, just the who, the what, the why it matters. I'll usually do this for 3 to 5 main characters. Don't overdo it. This isn't your character Bible. Step 4. Act structure in present tense prose. This is the bulk of your treatment. You're going to write out the full story, beginning, middle, and end in clean, fluid prose. No dialogue, no scene headers, just story. I like to label my acts with titles, especially if the film has a mythic genre-based structure. In 𝐏𝐫𝐶𝐵𝑒𝑒𝑡s, I titled Act 1, The Search for Loss. That alone sets the mood. Act 1 is usually 3 to 6 paragraphs. Set up the world, the emotional state of your protagonist, and the inciting incident. Act 2 is the meat, around 6 and 10 paragraphs. Show how the conflict deepens. What does your character do in response to the inciting event? What obstacles rise? What does their internal flaw start to show? Or how does their internal flaw start to show? Act 3 is where it all comes to a head. Resolution, transformation sequence. This is your big kahuna moment. The battle, the loss, the triumph, or the failure. Here's a short sample from 𝐏𝐶𝐵𝐴𝑡's treatment to give you a feel. 𝐏𝐚𝐜𝐤𝐚𝐜𝐤𝐿 like a feral beast, her once human eyes now glassy, distant. 𝐏𝐼𝐴 presses on, convinced that if she can restore her daughter's physical body, her soul will follow. She ignores the warnings. She hides the truth. The 𝐶𝐵𝐴𝑡's circle. That's it. No is howling, no will press on, everything in the now. That's the key. Write it in the present tense, make it immersive, paint the verbs. The more you stay in that energy, the more alive your story feels on the page. A note on voice and structure. You don't need to outline every scene. Focus on the major beats, the turning points, the emotional shifts, the decisions that define your protagonist's arc. In 𝐶𝐶𝐵𝐴𝑡s, 𝐏𝐵𝐴𝑡's decision to keep 𝐏𝐼𝐴 instead of letting her go is the moral breaking point. That choice echoes throughout the rest of the story and made sure it landed in the treatment. Not as a plot point, but as a character rupture. Common mistakes to avoid. So let's go over some quick do's and don'ts. Do write in the present tense. Do keep your paragraphs short and digestible. Do write it like a movie, visual, emotional, clear. Don't include dialogue, 1 or 2 key lines only if they capture theme or pivotal moments. Don't overload the treatment with subplots or side characters. Stay focused on the main arc. Don't include images or design elements beyond the first page. Final tip, you don't need a finished script. Yep, I said it. You can write a treatment before the script is done. In fact, I often use the treatment as a kind of roadmap to get me to the first draft of my script. It's a testing ground. If your treatment isn't working, your script won't work either. But here's the caveat. Don't treat the treatment as a shortcut. It still needs to be strong, as polished, and as emotionally resonant as your script will be. This is your story document, not just a summary. The film treatment is a mirror to your story. If the reflection looks muddy or unclear, it's a sign that you've got more to explore. But once it reads clean, when someone can read your treatment and feel the arc, the world, the heart of your film, you're ready. So your homework for this lesson is to write your first draft treatment. Keep it simple. Start with the logline, then the characters, then walk through your 3 acts using present tense prose. Use 𝐶𝐶𝐵𝐴𝑡s as a reference if you need to see how tone, mythos, and character arc show up in the text. You can build the rest from there. All right, go build something beautiful. See you in the next lesson. And if you're unsure about anything, share your comments, questions with the community. We're here to help.
Quick thing. If you want to see the actual 𝐶𝐶𝐵𝐴𝑡s treatment that got funded, plus 2 other treatments from filmmakers who got their projects made, I put together a template pack with the exact formatting. Links in the description if you want to see some real examples instead of guessing. Your treatment is only as strong as the story structure behind it. So if you haven't watched my Anatomy of Story review yet, that's your next move. Truby breaks down the 22 steps that every great story follows, which is exactly what you need before writing any treatment. I'll see you in that one.